What's going on, everybody? Tyson here with Garage Life, and if you watched my video the other day on the Fireteam, you saw me bend the chassis on a huge hit and destroy the diff case. So I got a new diff case in. This is I thought about going with the hot racing one, and I didn't really want to drop the 50 bucks. So I got this other one from Horizon, and it's basically, and as they say, it's an HD one, and it feels and looks a little bit different, honestly. So I wonder how tough this is going to be. But I got the old diff ripped out, cleaned it up, made sure that the gear and everything is all good in the differential. So we didn't ruin the differential. That's all good. I took the front hinge pins out, which got bent. So you can see here, those got bent up. But I have some new hinge pins as well. I have an M2C chassis here. So we'll go ahead and rip some more of this apart. I think we'll just start taking this chassis apart. I don't have a necessarily particular order that I think I'm going to do this in. But I do tend to do my chassis just unscrewing everything from the bottom. So here you can see how bent this chassis is right here. So generally I just unscrew everything from the bottom until I can pull the chassis off and then put the new one back on and go from there. That tends to be how I generally do chassis. So let me grab my drill over here and I'll just start pulling some screws out and seeing if I can keep them in some sort of order. So our truck is all there, and yeah, and basically, so I just left this on there. So we'll just get that off real quick. Just gonna use a shock tool and see to hold it. There we go. So basically, this should be in here. Trying to get the screw started so it stays in there. And I can grab my Allen wrench, hold it on the bottom, and I can just take some pliers and turn this. This might not be the right way or the best way. It's just the way that always works for me when changing out a chassis. Alright, so we can get rid of this old chassis. Grab our M2C one. this where it should go, roughly. Actually, I should change out the gearbox while I'm here. Well, I'll put everything else on, yeah, starting at the back here. Get some of this stuff kind of put back together just to kind of hold it in place. So, if you remember, I peeled this up. We had a screw down in here. And that goes right here. I'm not going to put it all the way in at this second. Get the other one started in there since it's kind of floppy. Make sure it's seating where it's supposed to seat down here. Throw these in just to kind of let it do its thing a little bit more here. Alright. Okay, so the rear brace is in its position. So there's, let's get the center diff lined up where it's supposed to be right here. Not tighten those all the way down. I'm just kind of getting some stuff lined up. And then we should be able to realistically flip it around. The only thing we're going to have here is this side brace. So let's turn it over. Everything looks like it'll be good. That's movable. That's all in. Front brace isn't exactly where it needs to go, but it'll be right there. But together enough for right now, because we got to get the rest of this diff out of here. So we're gonna have to take out these two bolts. Alright, so here we are. We got this out real quick. Gear looks fine. Well, maybe not. Let's take it out. No, I don't think the gear is fine. It looked fine while it was in. Looks so different now. Let me see if I have one. I think I have every gear but that one. So let me run down to my hobby shop and see if they have one. And we'll get putting this guy back together. Alright. I got a new gear. Got it put in. Everything seems to work well. I'm going to have to throw some grease in there. But time to start getting this thing a little bit back together here. Grab the Now we're going to flip this back over. I got the front bumper. But we have 4 chassis screws that I don't recall taking out. I mean, I assume I did. Battery box. Let's see. This thing likes to nosedive, so I think I want to scoot the battery box to the back more. So in order to do that, I only have 1 screw in it right now, I think. So I can move it, I believe, right here. And 1 for there. So at this point, we should be pretty set. The only thing I want to do is tighten these up here. Make sure the steering is tightened. See how loose that is. Make sure that's tight. This one is tight. Other than that, we got our battery box moved to the back so it doesn't want to front flip as much. We should be ready to rock and roll. So I got a new jump. We're going to take this thing out. We're going to try it out. We got the M2C chassis on here, which is awesome. Next upgrade on this will be the M2C pistons and shock caps. But for now, I think we just got to get this thing out and send it. So thanks for checking out this how-to video. I know it was hard to see some of it, kept moving around, but you got to watch us put on an M2C chassis. I think everything's all set up and ready to go. Everything looks good. Tightened everything up. Got some nice squeaking. But other than that, I think we're ready. So make sure you're subscribed and be ready for the next video where we're going to take this thing out and bash it. See ya.